G'day, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube land. Roknot here with a collections video. It's been a while since I've done one of these, and this is actually a collection I haven't covered before, so let's get right down to it. We'll start with the games right out here in the front. It's my Sega Genesis collection, as you can see. Quite a few of them are box, although I do have quite a few loose carts back there. So let's get right down to it, right down to the ones here in front. We'll start with Doom on the 32X. Yes, I know, not quite. Oh, definitely need to dust these shelves. Jeez, I'm looking like Gear Bear here with my dirty shelves. Shout out to Gear Bear and his dirty shelves. Look at how bad that is. Oh, jeez. Alright. There, quick dusting while we start. Anyways, so Doom on the 32X. Yes, it's not actually a Genesis game, but it's attached to the Genesis and the 32X. And then Cosmic Carnage. That's a 1v1 fighting game. It's not the greatest. I don't really enjoy it, but I got both of those games in a bundle with my Model 2 Genesis with a 32X attachment. And then we've also got Phantasy Star 4 here, card only. Behind that, Phantasy Star 3. I got both of those at the Vintage Video Game booth in Lakefield, Ontario. Go see Fred. He's got some great deals. He gives some great trade value, and he's an honest guy. Like, he's also a collector, but he's going to be straight up with you. Like, he doesn't fart around. And then I got Contra Hard Corps here. That is missing the manual. I got that from my buddy James McCabe. Great guy to deal with. Him and I have dealt back and forth a few times. Absolutely love that game. Hard as hell. I don't even think I can get off the first stage. But I have played it. You guys saw this game saw that game in my top 10 video, Mutant League Hockey. It is complete with the manual and the game. That and Mutant League Football. I got both of those in the same game deal. It was a bunch of sports games. About 12 games in total, most of them being sports titles for $10. I couldn't complain. Then we've got Caliber 50 here. Awesome shooter game. I was playing it. I'd never heard of it before until I got it in a massive game deal. I spent about $250 and I think I got like 54 games and 3 consoles and a bunch of accessories. It's also the same game deal I got my Power Glove in. So, yeah, really, really great pickup. Awesome game. Cid of Valis, I also got it in that game deal. I haven't played it yet. I've heard great things about it. I heard it's a phenomenal game. I just haven't had the time to sit down and play it. And we've got Earthworm Jim up here. Never been a big Earthworm Jim fan, although I've never really played any of the games. So I'm looking forward to giving that a shot. And then we've got Disney's Aladdin, which I picked up in a large game deal. I think it's the same. No, I picked that up in a game deal for $50. I think it was 12 games and a Model 2 Genesis. Ariel the Mermaid I picked up in Lebanon. I think it was Lebanon, Pennsylvania, in a pawn shop down there. I forget the name of the pawn shop, but I picked it up, as you can see, for $8 American. I believe it's complete. Altered Beast I also picked up in the same. No, this Altered Beast is actually from my local pawn shop for $10. It's complete. That's why I picked this one up and got rid of the other one, because it wasn't complete. It was missing the manual. Evander Holyfield Boxing there. Picked that up in the same deal as those two. Dracula I got in the same trade I did with the Contra Hard Corps from my buddy James. Chican, I believe it's called. That also was picked up in Pennsylvania. That was picked up at a different pawn shop than those two there. But still a pawn shop in, I believe, Lebanon, Pennsylvania. Green Dog the Beach Surfer Dude. I picked that up in the same deal as Disney's Aladdin. Haven't played it yet. Actually, haven't played that one. I have played that one. It's not that great. I'm thinking about offloading it. Haven't played it yet. Want to get around to it. Want to get around to playing that. Jurassic Park was in the same deal as Caliber 50 and the Sid of Alice. Krusty Super Funhouse was in a deal with my buddy Connor. Global Gladiators. That's a good question where I got that one. I think it was in the same deal as Caliber 50. MLB PA Baseball, the same sports deal for $10. Mortal Kombat 3, again, same deal. Got that in the same deal as Mutant League Hockey. I'm not a big fan of Mortal Kombat games, probably because I'm not so great with them. Football 94, starring Joe Montana. Haven't played it. Not a huge football fan, but I'll keep it until I play it and decide whether or not I actually want to keep it. NHL 96. It's actually an NHL game I haven't played. I've played 94, I've played 95, and I've played 97. I don't think I've ever played 96. And I've never played an NHL game on the Genesis, so I'll have to check that out. Again, that one, and that one were all got in the same bundle as the two Mutant Leagues. Road Rash and Road Rash 2 were actually picked up in the same deal with Disney's Aladdin over there for $50. The RoboCop versus the Terminator was actually picked up in the $250 package, same as Caliber 50. However, there is no cartridge in that case. It's just the case and manual. So I'm looking for the cartridge for that one. Romance of the Three Kingdoms 3, that was picked up in the same bundle as Mutant League Hockey. I've going back here, I've played the Road Rash series before. It's cool. I haven't played Road Rash 2 yet. I haven't played Romance. I've played both of these Sonic games. I haven't played the third one. I assume it's the same as the other two. I'll keep them because I'm not a huge fan of Sonic, but I do like playing Sonic games from time to time. All three of those Sonic games were actually gotten at different times. This one was gotten at my local pawn shop, Sonic 1. Sonic 2. This one was picked up in the $250 game bundle. Sonic 3 was actually picked up in Lebanon, Pennsylvania. Same place I picked up Ariel the Mermaid. Then we have Terminator 2 Judgment Day. I think that was picked up in Lebanon. Haven't played it yet. Space Harrier 2 was picked up in the $50 bundle. Tasmania. I honestly can't remember. I cannot remember where I picked up Tasmania. That is. I usually remember where I pick up every game I own. It wasn't a $50 game bundle. I don't know. I'll have to go back and watch my videos and tell you where I got it, and maybe leave a notation at the bottom. The Great Waldo Search was picked up at the $250 game bundle. Let's see, Slime World. Yeah, same as Waldo. Again, I haven't played either of those 3 games, or either of those 5 games, unfortunately. You know, as you guys have heard me talking about with the Sega Genesis, I just don't have a whole lot of nostalgia for it. I came across one like pretty much by coincidence in a bundle, and I just started grabbing games for it. Sega Genesis isn't really one of my go-to consoles when I go to play a video game, and most of these games I'd never heard of, and most of these games I've never played. So unfortunately, when it comes to Sega Genesis, I am a complete shelf collector. Unfortunately, I'm hoping to get around to playing more of these. Tommy Lasorda Baseball was picked up in that $10 sports game package. Same with the World Championship Soccer 2. WrestleMania, the arcade game, was also picked up in that sports game package. But I've actually played it and love that game. I actually used to play that game I used to own that game on the Super Nintendo back when I was a teenager. Really great game. Absolutely loved it on the Super Nintendo. I tried playing it on the Genesis. I guess I don't remember the button combos. For those of you that haven't played it, it's like a 1v1 fighter, like a Mortal Kombat sort of deal, but with wrestlers, and they got special moves, and it's kind of cool. It's worth checking out if you haven't played it before. Oh, now into the loose cart games. We got the Page Master, which was picked up in a $50 deal with the Model 2. Wacky World Creative Studios was picked up at the $250 game bundle. Pac-Man 2, The New Adventure, was picked up for my buddy Connor in a $60 deal. Same with Street Fighter 2, Special Championship Edition, and Street Fighter 2. Vector Man was also in that deal. Miss Pac-Man. Street Fighter series I played mostly, go back up to Street Fighter here. I mostly played Street Fighter on the Super Nintendo. I haven't played it on the Genesis. I don't know if there's any major differences other than button combos. I was halfway decent on the Super Nintendo. Don't ask me to play it now because I forget all the button combos. I've never really been really good at 1v1 fighting games. I just haven't. Never really got a knack for it. I'm not really good at timing on those sorts of things. Vector Man, I got from my buddy Connor. Miss Pac-Man, I believe, was also from my buddy Connor. Taz and the Escape from Mars. That is a good question where I got that one as well. Probably, I want to say from my buddy Connor. I think I'll have to go back and check. Revolution X was actually picked up in a bundle with a 32X. Same bundle as actually the two 32X games here, or that 32X game there, and Doom. Toy Story was picked up from a guy I'd done quite a few deals with. Same place I picked up Aladdin from. It was 50 bucks. I think it was 8 games in total or something like that in the Model 2. Stimpy's Invention. That was actually inside this Primal Rage box, which the Primal Rage box was part of the $250 bundle. Primal Rage box doesn't have the manual or anything, it's just the box. Debating whether or not I'm going to keep that. NBA Jam was picked up in a bundle of games. It was picked up in a Genesis bundle. I forget the dollar value on it. Mystic Fighter was picked up in the same 32X bundle as Cosmic Carnage. Mortal Kombat 2. Same. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I forgot I had that game. I might have to play that. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I got that in the $250 deal. Marvel Land I picked up with my original bundle of Genesis games with the purple N64 and the 32X attachment. Lotus 2, I believe it was picked up in the $50 bundle that came with Aladdin. Like Crusader came with the 32X Genesis. Last Battle came with the same bundle as Lotus 2. Golden Axe 2 came in the $250 bundle. Asterix and the Great Escape. I want to say I picked that up with the N64 and 32X bundle, and same with Animaniacs. So that's all the things I have. That's all the games I have for the Sega Genesis. I also have, I believe, 2 of these dusty things. Jeez. Gear Bear, you're not the only one who needs to dust your shelves. Sega Genesis wireless receivers. I have 2 of those kicking around. I have one, I think it's a third-party 6-button controller somewhere. I also have the Sega CD attachment, which unfortunately the disc doesn't spin in, unfortunately, so I think I need to replace that. Yeah, I've got the whole, what do you call that, Megazord, for lack of better words. I've got the entire Megazord Genesis over on my game shelf, or over on my CRT TV in the living room there. So I'm just going to put this all back together while I'm talking to you guys. So yeah, that is the Genesis collection. I've got quite a few games here. I'm quite proud of my Genesis collection. Unfortunately, I'm not proud that it's mostly just a shelf collection. That unfortunately I can't tell you much about the games, because most of them, as I said, I didn't grow up with. I didn't grow up with like any of these games other than Mutant League Hockey. Mutant League Hockey is about the only game I grew up with. I love that game. Can't beat the team on the scoreboard. You beat them up and killed them, so they'd forfeit. Golden Axe 2 I've played. I love that game. Fantastic arcade beat 'em up. I actually beat that with my wife on the arcade port on the Xbox 360. My wife and I actually have all the Golden Axe games on there. We've played those together. Yeah, other than that, I really haven't played many of these other games. I played Phantasy Star 3 a little bit. I think because I started with 3, it was a little harder for me to get into. I didn't recognize any of the buttons or anything, so I had to start, reading the manual, actually reading the manual, get to know how to play it. Once I figured that out, I started to do it really good. I haven't played Phantasy Star 4 yet, although it looks really cool. Really like to play that, and Page Master back there actually looks kind of interesting. So I'd like to give that a shot at some point. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, now I'm just rambling on. This is the Sega Genesis collection. I hope you enjoyed the video. Give me a thumbs up for having a pretty sweet Sega Genesis collection. Leave a comment on any games here that you think are awesome, or any games that you have in your Sega Genesis collection that I don't. And subscribe to stay up to date with all videos coming out in the future. Once again, thanks very much for your time, ladies and gentlemen. I greatly appreciate it. Have a good one.